The original Game Boy was a chunky little brick that changed the world. With its monochrome screen and glorious greenish glow, it proved you didn't need flashy graphics to make legendary games. You just needed great ideas, tight gameplay, and pure fun. Let's take a nostalgia trip back to the 90s and count down the 10 greatest Game Boy games ever. 10. Donkey Kong 1994. Not just a remake of the arcade classic, this version starts with the familiar 4 levels and then drops dozens of brand new puzzle platform stages. It blew minds in 1994. Mario can backflip, handstand, and even toss keys like a gymnast. It was the game that quietly reinvented itself and somehow ended up being better than the original. 9. Dr. Mario. It's like Tetris, but with cold medicine, and it's just as addicting. You're dropping colored pills to kill off viruses, but what makes this one a standout is its ridiculously catchy music and deeply satisfying puzzle mechanics. Whether you're playing for high score or just trying not to rage when the viruses pile up, it's dangerously fun. 8. Metroid 2: Return of Samus. This was the game that established Samus as a certified badass, introducing tons of now iconic weapons and power-ups. It expanded the Metroid world and planted the seeds for Super Metroid and Metroid Dread. Sure, it's a little clunky by today's standards, but that sense of isolation and discovery, pure sci-fi magic. 7. Kirby's Dream Land. Kirby's very first outing. This was before he could steal powers, but he was still adorable and floaty and weirdly unstoppable for a marshmallow-looking puffball. It's a short game, but it's full of charm, whimsy, and perfectly tuned gameplay. Plus, the music? Legendary. You can't play it without smiling. 6. The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Technically 2 separate games, but they connect in cool ways, like Pokémon Red/Blue meets Zelda puzzles. One focuses on puzzle solving, ages, and the other is more about action and combat, seasons. Together, they create one of the most ambitious experiences on the Game Boy Color. And yes, they're technically color games, but backwards compatible, so they count. 5. Super Mario Land 2: 6 Golden Coins. This is where things got weird and wonderful. Wario shows up for the first time, and the worlds include a giant robot Mario, a haunted pumpkin zone, and space. The level variety is unmatched, and the controls are buttery smooth. It felt like a Mario game on the go that didn't compromise, a huge step up from the first Mario Land. 4. Tetris. The one that started it all. Tetris and the Game Boy were practically shipped as a single unit. It was the perfect portable game, easy to learn, impossible to master, and completely hypnotic. It also helped the Game Boy explode in popularity with adults, not just kids. And the music? Forever etched in your brain. 3. Pokémon Trading Card Game. If you were around during the Pokémon card craze, this was a revelation. It's a digital version of the actual card game, and somehow even better thanks to progression, strategy, and deck building. It's weirdly deep, beautifully balanced, and gave fans a whole new way to fall in love with Pokémon. Way more addictive than you'd expect. 2. Pokémon Red and Blue. You knew it was coming. Red and Blue weren't just games, they were a phenomenon. They gave us 151 original creatures, trading and battling with friends, and a true sense of exploration and discovery that was mind-blowing on a tiny cartridge. It wasn't just a game, it was a full-blown Pokémon lifestyle. Still, there's one Game Boy title that might edge it out for sheer game design. 1. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Because it did everything a Zelda game does on a Game Boy. Epic story? Check. Puzzles? Check. Boss battles, heart pieces, dungeons, weird secrets? Check, check, check. But what makes Link's Awakening special is how strange and personal and dreamlike it feels. It's quirky, it's emotional, and by the end, you realize this wasn't just Zelda for handheld, it was a masterpiece in its own right.